When Frank Lampard took the Chelsea job, we all knew at the time it was a massive shift in mentality from the Chelsea club, from the board, from the owner, from the hierarchy. It was a time where we knew we had to change our approach with a transfer ban to bring somebody in that's going to get the best out of the players who are already there, to try and get the best out of the youngsters that they can put into the first team squad, and someone who's going to be here long term. It was a long term project supported by Petr Cech coming back in as the go-between Frank and the board. And that's what it was. It was a massive change in philosophy for Chelsea. Let's just go out and buy a manager to come in and to win straight away. And when they don't win straight away, or if they fail or they don't succeed, they're gone. This was different. Frank Lampard was different. Frank Lampard is Mr. Chelsea through and through. Yeah, okay, he might have started off at West Ham, but he calls Chelsea his club. He fell in love with the club the moment he walked in the door, and that never changed and still doesn't change. What the guy gave us as a footballer from day one was 100% effort, 100% determination, 100% will to win, and 100% to be the best that he could be and get out of himself as a player. Frank Lampard is the same person. He hasn't changed, and he's going to give everything that he's got to make this Chelsea job a success. And it's time we do this video. There's a reason why I'm doing the video today, and it's just unbelievable, really. We all are on social media far too much. You guys watching this video now, you know that you're on it too long. Shouldn't be on it as much as you are. But it's just become part and parcel of our daily routine. We check it 2, 3, 4 times a day, maybe even more in some cases, because that's just the way it is. Social media has got its positives, major positives. As far as Twitter goes, you can't get anything better when it comes to you getting your news updates, getting your updates directly from the club, seeing what other supporters are doing, how they're watching Chelsea in America. I follow, and you see all those fan groups in America and fan groups worldwide that sit and they get together on a match day and they watch Chelsea because that's what they love and that's what we all love. And to see what we're seeing on different occasions through social media is just a joke. It's an absolute joke. But unfortunately, these keyboard warriors who just spend their days spreading hatred, that's what they do. That's what they look forward to doing, to winding people up, to try and encourage others to join in. And we've seen it on different occasions. Last year, Tammy Abraham was a victim of the social media stuff. Other players were victims of social media. Then this season, already, Mason Mount has become someone that's a victim on social media for no reason whatsoever. Kepa as well for his poor performances. And now it's Frank Lampard. And it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's short-sightedness. It's people that do not understand the situation that the club is in and was in last summer. We had a transfer ban. We couldn't sign anybody. Who can we bring in to mastermind a project? Let's just say 5 years. I don't know any different. I don't know if it's right or wrong. But what I imagine the conversations were that we had a massive change in philosophy because we couldn't go and buy players. We had to promote from within, and we had to bring somebody in that knew this club inside out and could get the message across to everybody that you have to understand what it takes to be a Chelsea player, and you have to understand what it takes for the fans, for the badge, for the club, supporters, everything. You've got to buy into it, and that was Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard walked in that door, and that's the first thing he said in his press conference. He's Chelsea. And he needs everybody around him, working with him, working for him to understand that. And that's why he brought in the team that he's brought in. You add Petr Cech into that as well. And there is a real sense that this club is going to thrive. It's going to take some time, but it will thrive. And everyone that comes in will learn the Chelsea way. We hear about the Man United way, the Arsenal way, the Liverpool way. This is the Chelsea way that's been embedded and installed now. And that's what we have to understand. That's what we have to grab hold of. And that's what you have to put into your head and just see where we're at. There's no point jumping the gun, jumping on this negativity, hammering players on social media for mistakes, hammering players for form, calling for the manager to be sacked or to be replaced. You know, listen, I understand everyone's got an opinion. Constructive criticism and the reasons why, fair enough. Valid reasons why, not just because I hate him, because he's crap, because whatever. We want to understand why. You know, I can get this, the situation with player performances and you feel like you're let down. Chelsea fans, I've been a Chelsea fan for 40 years. And I've been going since 1980. I've been there when Chelsea were, let's just say, poor. When we were at the old second division, sitting behind electric fences, watching second division football with 8,000 fans. And I've been there when we've had thousands and thousands of fans winning Premier League titles, Champions Leagues. It's just an unbelievable rise. And it's something that we never ever thought we could ever imagine in our lifetimes. In our lifetimes back then, or in our lifetimes, in our lives back then, our season was looking forward to the derbies and looking forward to playing the likes of Liverpool and Man U. That was the highlight. If we can finish mid-table or above there, that's what we were going for. That's what excited us. But the thing was, we knew we weren't the best, but we'd go there and we'd get behind the players and we'd support the players 100%. Every single player that pulled on that shirt. You think some of the performances and the results you've seen lately are bad? Imagine being back in the day. Some of the teams we lost to back in the day. You must have seen, or you need to have seen, how bad it was then, to the fact that we lose games, which is bad, but it's nowhere near. It's a world away. And people just need to understand that Chelsea, yes, we're used to winning. We've been the most successful club over the last, decade, 15 years. But that was a period of time that's over. That was an era. And that era was the most successful, the most unbelievable era in our history. We won everything. Everything there was to win, we did it. You know, you had a core of a team that sat there and played together for nearly a decade. We haven't got that at the moment, and that takes time to build. If we can find it and begin to build it and see it progress, these players together with one or two changes per season, you're going to see the same sort of thing begin, hopefully, to happen. Frank Lampard was there and played a huge, massive part in the most successful era and period of our history, and he knows exactly what it takes. When he was on that pitch, he could affect the game. He could create something from nothing. He could score a world-class goal, a tap-in, a header. He could physically affect that game of football because he was in it. And everybody else around him were so into the way that we were, and the drive, the hunger, the determination. Frank, John Terry, Didier, Petr Cech, Ashley Cole, Ballack, Essien, everyone was driven, was focused, and all could influence the outcome of a game by what they did on that pitch. As a manager, it's different. You can do everything that you want to do pre-game, all through the week training. You can get everything ready and the players individually and collectively prepared as much as possible for when they cross that white line. But when they cross that white line, it's down to them. And we drew 3-3 Southampton. We've drawn 3-3 West Brom. Individual mistakes you cannot account for. All you can do is try to coach it out of them. That's all you can do as the manager. And Frank Lampard, I guarantee you this, is working on a daily basis. We've heard him in interviews talking about the fact that his biggest problem is that he doesn't switch off of an evening. He's sitting there going through things, watching, preparing games, preparing training, to try to alleviate the problems that we've got. And he's damn going to work as hard as possible to get it right, because that's how much it means to him. And that's how much it means to the supporters, because he knows that. No matter what you do in life, there's always going to be somebody with a different opinion. I understand all that. I get that. We all get that. We all understand it. And if you make a mistake, you hold your hands up and you make a mistake. The problem that you've got is that you're getting hammered, you're getting battered on social media by these people that are not even worth listening to. I can understand people making a comment saying they're disappointed with such and such's performance. I can't believe they made a mistake, things like that. But to hammer them, almost abusing people, it's not right. We need perspective. We have to have perspective. We have to understand where we're at. All the new signings coming in are going to need time to adjust and to get together. And remember, Frank Lampard has not yet had a fully fit squad to choose from with all the new signings available. He's never been able to pick his strongest 11. And we're 5 weeks into the season. Let's just have some perspective, understand where we're at, and then let's get behind the manager. Let's back the manager. Let's get behind him. Let's get behind the players. And stop this ridiculous calling on social media for Frank Lampard to be out, sacked, whatever. Shame on you, seriously. If that's what you're doing, shame on you. Get behind the players. Get behind the manager. And just focus on the long-term project. Focus on the potential that we've got. Because I'll tell you this, when this team clicks, when they get solid at the back, and they click at the back, through midfield into attack, we will beat anybody on our day. We've already seen how potent our attack can be. The massive amount of potential, of quality, of class that we've got going from midfield through to that final third, the options we've got available are amazing. People up and down the Premier League would kill to have those players available to them. And we've got them. We just need some time just to calm things down, get our defensive shape, get ourselves organised, and get our best 11 playing as often as possible, week in, week out, because it's then down to everybody else to up their game and force their way in. So please just stop this nonsense. Back the manager, back the players. Thank you guys for watching. See you tomorrow.